what's up? I'm gonna talk about Star Wars today. Yeah, isolation is going pretty good for me. I have more time to be a man-child, that's a good shot, which is always nice. I can pop in a VHS whenever I want, even though I don't have a VHS player. Star Wars offers a great escape during a time of isolation. Yeah, so I could pop in a Blu-ray instead. Or a DVD, that is an option as well. Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, was that a fucking web? I just want to talk about Star Wars. That's what I want to do. So I would really appreciate it if we would not focus on my spot scar right there for most of the video. That would be great. In case you're wondering how this came to be, I was talking to Obi-Wan one day, and then he was just like, and then yeah, so it's not nasty experience. But forgive and forget, am I right? That's what we do. High five, Obi-Wan. I think Star Wars has become such a beloved phenomenon because it offers a particularly effective sense of escapism, allowing you to invest your heart and mind within the characters and worlds of not just one or two films, but an entire universe spanning across pretty much any form of art you can think of. Animated series, comic books, video games, toy sets, Lego sets. Star Wars is everywhere, even on packs of oranges in water bottles for some reason. But I'm not here to delve into anything too expansive. I'm actually here to just put on my nostalgia goggles and talk about the sort of escapism that this controversial episode within the franchise graced me with. Obviously the prequels get a lot of flack, most of which is justified in regards to pure filmmaking and storytelling merit. But episode 1 tends to get the particularly shitty end of the shit-covered stick when it comes to poking critique and enforcing ridicule. Personally, I think Attack of the Clones gets a lot more wrong in the same departments that The Phantom Menace gets picked apart for. I mean, come on, give the kid a break.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel.
He is a kid after all. Once adulthood is reached, however, there is no excuse for such dialogues.
Annie? My goodness, you've grown.
So have you. Grown more beautiful, I mean.
And no, I'm not blaming Hayden Christensen for the delivery. No acting chops could deliver such cheap cheese gracefully.
I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me.
A lot of the writing just sucks. But thankfully the heart comes through anyway, and let's be honest, the surrounding spectacle manages to distract rather well. Especially if the nostalgia goggles are equipped. All of the world building and general cool shit captivates quite competently. What's that? The aesthetic and overall vibe of the Trade Federation base mesmerized you to the point of having that CGI-loaded scenery stay with you? Well, why not hop into the grey section of your Lego bin and expand those wonderful mini-sets to recreate that base for your own vision? Or jump into the video game adaptation to soak in more of that atmosphere and wander around the unseen corners. You probably won't discover anything new per se, but damn, will you feel some manufactured comfort. That's the case with me at least, but I'm sure a lot of people that feel nostalgic for this game can relate. There's just something about that blocky and choppy vibe that spawns such a delightful sense of comfort. This also applies to the first two Harry Potter games. As dated as these games may be now, their specific vibe still persists, thus offering an extension of the escapism that the films provide, just to keep on digging further down the fantasy-filled realm separated from the horrors of actual daily life. But that's the case nowadays. Back then, these ventures served as not only an exciting escape, but also as a source of innovative inspiration. The explosion of ideas that emerged thanks to a lack of limitations for the wonder of no self-awareness was great. being a dumb kid really was great. So even if The Phantom Menace doesn't hold up quite as well as it did back in those good old days, it definitely graced me with a particular charm that still holds up today. Whenever I stumble around anything related to the film or recall memories associated with it, I do feel a strange sense of comfort, which automatically entices me to rewatch the film, or at the very least some scenes from it if I don't feel good enough. You know, in case I get a headache from the overload of interlaced action in that cursed third act, which works as a rather effective lesson in absurd narrative structure, ruining otherwise engaging sequences. Anyway, I think it's time to cut this tangent of a video short. Babbling about geeky indulgence with a substantial hint of nostalgia may be comforting, but it doesn't feel all that constructive on a wider scale. Hopefully people that relate do come by and also find some comfort during this strange time of isolation. So yeah, take care and may the Force be with you. Right, Yoda? What do you have to say about that? Alright.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Nice to see you again, Octopussy.
Looking good, Doc. You're looking a little rough though.